Today is 2nd February, World Wetlands Day. The day is celebrated internationally each year on this 2nd February since 1997 by parties to the Convention of Wetlands to mark the anniversary of the signing of the International Convention on Wetlands of International Importance at Ramsar in 1971. Since 2022, the World Wetlands Day has been observed as the United Nations International Day. The main objective of celebration is to raise global awareness about the vital role of wetlands for people and our planet. And every year, Wetlands Day has a theme. And this year theme is wetlands and human well-being. The theme highlights how wetlands contribute to flood protection, clean water, disaster risk reduction, biodiversity, mitigate climate change, recreational opportunities, sustainable development, all of which are essential for human health and prosperity. It encourages global awareness and action to conserve and wisely manage wetlands. Now, what are wetlands? On this topic, the definition of wetlands, the type of wetlands, I have made several videos on wetland. You can see the videos from my channel regarding a detailed on the definition of wetlands, the global scenario of wetlands, the Indian wetland diversity, the category of wetland distribution in India by the Space Application Center ISRO publications, India in Ramsar Convention, and this detailed video was made here, and you know that currently 75 Ramsar sites in India, and the in West Bengal of my state that got two Ramsar sites. One is East Kolkata Wetlands and another is Sundarban Wetlands. So you can see those videos for detail. Here I am not going to elaborate the same. Now, for the significance of wetlands, on this topic, you have visited my site earlier video, and on this a detailed significance of wetlands has been described. Wetlands as a source of food, groundwater as a source of food and water. Groundwater contained in aquifers accounts for over 95% of available fresh water and is most critical source of drinking water and irrigation for more than a half of the world relies on wetland grown produce for their staple diet. Greater than 1 billion people worldwide rely on fish from wetlands as their primary source of protein. Rice paddies feed 3.5 billion people annually. So wetlands is very important for water, and food. This for the significance video of my earlier video, detailed on this has been described. I go uh, just quickly uh, pass the slides. I am not going to much time on it. So wetlands as a source of livelihood. About 1 in 8, that is greater than 1 billion worldwide, make their livelihood from wetlands. This may be from the rice farming, maybe the fish farming and aquaculture, travel and tourism, international tourist, seeks relaxation in wetland areas, especially coastal zones. River and inland waters are essentials for the transportation industry. Vast network and large workforce deliver fresh water and remove and treat wastewater. And it's a very wetlands is important to protect against climate change. The blue carbon ecosystem that include forest, mangrove forest, intertidal marshes, seagrass beds provide critical carbon dioxide storage in vegetation, soil and sediments, and are among the most valuable ecosystem in regulating the global climates. Peatlands cover only 3% of the global land but store nearly 30% of land-based carbon, that is twice the amount of all the world's forest. Coastal wetlands, flooded regularly by tidal water, sequester and store carbon up to 55 times faster than tropical rainforest. So wetland help us to mitigate and adapt to climate change and its impact. Wetlands and disaster risk reduction. Wetlands buffers flood and reduce drought. There are many natural hazards associated with wetlands, such as flood, droughts, fires, tidal waves, and sea erosion. Each acre of inland wetlands absorb up to 1.5 million gallons of floodwater, helping to reduce flood and delay and relieve droughts. Coastal wetlands like mangrove, coral reefs, mudfields, and estuaries can safeguard the 60% of humanity among coastlines against storm surges, cyclones, and tidal waves by acting as physical barriers. Mangroves and coastal marshes help build shoreline and reduce erosion. Wetlands are a cherished part of cultural and spiritual life. Places where water was abandoned become the seats of great civilization. The Harappan and Mohenjo-daro civilization in the Indus River Valley, the Nile civilization of ancient Egyptians, Euphrates and Tigris for the Mesopotamians. As a beginner, as a bringer and sustainer of life, water has been venerated down the ages and play an important role in the world's major faiths: Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism, Sikhism. So people living wetlands have developed social cultural value around this wetland, around this ecosystem, that are integral of their cultural, spiritual life and current existence. Songs, dance and stories as collected expression to respect and reverence towards wetlands, a rich tradition that remains part of everyday life for many of the estimated 3 million indigenous people living within at least 5,000 distinct cultures worldwide. The sense and association of wetlands have contributed to the artistic heritage of perhaps all cultures around the world, from local and national to classical Western tradition. Wetlands biodiversity promotes human well-being. Wetlands rich biodiversity underpins quality of life for people around the world. Wetlands are one of the world's most biodiverse habitat, provide homes for many endangered species and offer a lifeline for freshwater species. 40% of world's plant and animal species live or breed in wetlands, including greater than 10 lakhs freshwater species, with 200 new ones discovered each year. 30% of all known fish species and many endemic species are found only in specific wetlands area and are extremely vulnerable to change. River and stream carry the nutrients found in wetlands to power the greater food chain. Nearly 2,000 bird species make regular seasonal movements, traveling thousands of miles to escape the harsh winter to the polar and temperate regions. Wetlands and environmental sustainability. In 2015, the United Nations General Assembly committed to 17 Sustainable Development Goals as a part of 2030 agenda. The Sustainable Development Goal represent an ambitious agenda to eradicate poverty and achieve sustainable development by 2030. The pace it is going on, it is impossible. It looks impossible to achieve the development by 30 until we make our effort faster than the current speed. The multiple benefits and service provided by the wetland and the wise of sustainable use of wetlands as guided by the Ramsar Convention on Wetlands will be critical in helping countries to achieve their sustainable development goal. Wetlands are central to meeting many of 17 sustainable development goals and 169 associated targets focusing on poverty, hunger, health, energy consumption and climate change. So we have to increase our pace of work and we have to take the services and benefits provided by the wetlands and their sustainable use as guided by the Ramsar Convention. We may achieve the target by 2030. So here you can see that the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, there is a role of wetlands. I can highlight that for in case of poverty, that we have already discussed that more than 1 billion people depend on wetlands for their living. Wetlands provide foods, that is sustainable goal 2, zero hunger will be achieved from wetlands. Is a clean water and sanitation, sustainable development 6, 5, gender equality, because women can play a critical role in the provision and management of and safeguard of wetlands. So decent work and economic growth, we know that wetlands sustain 266 million jobs in wetlands in tourism and travel. We know the sustainable cities and communities, urban wetlands play a vital role in making the cities clean, safe, resilient and sustainable. You can sustainable goal 13, climate action, already discussed. Sustainable goal 14 and 15, that life below water and life below land. This is a total is the biodiversity part. So in every aspect of sustainable development goal, wetlands have their role, and wetlands and support to achieve this goal as the target set. But you know that despite of numerous benefit that wetlands receive from the human receive from wetlands, everyday wetlands gets damaged by human beings. So it is in wetlands being destroyed by unsustainable agricultural practices. Many wetlands, particularly those near cities, have been polluted by human activities. And you know about the scenario of East Kolkata wetlands also. Current trend in human settlement also pose a major threat to the conservation and wise use of wetlands in near growing cities. So I made a video on the threats of wetlands. So you can see it and get the elaborate of the threats. So it's really very dangerous that wetlands get destroyed day by day. And taking positive action for wetlands today will help protect human being tomorrow. I am not going to discuss the negative part of wetlands today, but wetlands sustain human being as natural guardian against pollution, as integral component and resilient urban planning and restoration, and as a vital contributor to the broader concept of One Health. So United Nations Decade of Ecosystem Restoration is a call for protection and revival of ecosystem around the world for the benefit of people and nature. So we ask join the global effort to care, nurture and support the world's wetland for the well-being of present and future generation. So we have to, take care of our wetlands in short. So the video is made from the several such websites, documents, particularly World Wetlands Day Organization, Ramsar sites, and some of the documents. So you can go through for more details. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video.